Tanvi is my model of thought leadership, branding, and strategy, deeply inspired by Chanakya's model of Anvikshiki, which I shared with you all. In this model, we deep dive into helping leaders learn the art, the science, and the strategy of thinking like a thought leader. Now, what we do differently is that we help leaders understand leadership and thought leadership as two sides of the same coin. But they really need to understand that to be an extraordinary leader, you need to first think like a thought leader to really go and apply all the brilliance that you have extracted as your thought leadership and have a deep, long lasting impact via your leadership in your workspace as a leader or in your industry as an entrepreneur. So today I'm going to be sharing this Tanvikshiki model of thought leadership development with all of you all to help all you aspiring global thought leaders to learn from the ancient Indian wisdom of Anvikshiki, gratitude to Chanakya, and infusing that with the Western modern concept of personal brand strategy to help you bring the best of East and West combined together in helping you elevate your brand, your game, and go ahead and conquer your own universe with your own brilliance and thought leadership in action. All right. So there are 7 phases of thought leadership under the Tanvikshiki model of thought leadership manifestation that we use to help leaders grow into thought leaders and build an iconic personal brand for themselves. While it is not imperative that you adopt each and every phase of this thought leadership development model in the chronological order, but I strongly encourage you to do that because it will really help you complete the whole process of doing it with the right strategic lens. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through each of these 7 phases and then probably at the end of it, give you all an example, if time permits, on how someone has actually done this. If not, then you can just go and mull over this and adapt this model into your own respective journeys of leadership and thought leadership. Okay. So, phase 1 of thought leadership development. You have to adopt the thinking hat. You have to become a thinker. Right? Many times what happens is we are just caught up in living our life and doing what we're doing every single day in our roles and responsibilities of leadership that we often fail to pause, to ponder, and to think about where are we really running? What are we running towards? So the 3 areas that I strongly want you to start thinking about as an aspiring thought leader are: ask yourself, how often do I take the time to invest in thinking about my personal growth and transcendence, not executing? That comes later. How often do you invest the time to think about your personal growth and transcendence so you outgrow yourself? Ask yourself, what is it that I need to do today, especially in these volatile global climates that we live in today? Ask yourself, what is it that I need to do today to develop a professional impact so brilliant that I become immune to any tumultuous happenings across the world or in my industry professionally, that I should be completely invincible, irreplaceable, or people should not be able to do without me. And in a nice way, obviously you want to outgrow yourself and you want to move and transcend in your careers as well, because you want others to fill in your role so you can transcend and grow. But this is not from that perspective. This is from the perspective of developing professional immunity. So think, what are the ways in which you should be developing professional immunity such that nobody can fire you or ignore you, or nobody can tell you that you don't matter. Okay, that should be the impact. And finally, think beyond myself, beyond my work, beyond my company, beyond my business. What kind of contribution and impact am I having to my society? What kind of a spiritual contribution or legacy I am leaving behind? These three areas are the dimensions of thought that every aspiring thought leader should be focused on.